The third one, as I said Monday, is a repositioning of the organization. We've been the American Guild of English Handbell Ringers since 1954. And that is an incredibly powerful and proud tradition. It is the fabric of who we are as a people. And we honor that. And it is not our intention for that to go away. We're going to just add a new brand and a new identity that, along with our historic American Guild of English Handbell Ringers identity, will carry us into the future. Now, on Monday I told you that we had undergone a fundraising campaign and that we had raised $40,000, and I was corrected. We actually had raised $46,000 by the time I spoke to you on Monday afternoon. And we had the presidential challenge for $10,000, and it was our fervent hope that we could bump that number up by $10,000. I really wanted that challenge to work. Well, since Monday, and mind you, we still are going to go national with this fundraising campaign. So all of the members of AGEHR are going to have an opportunity to participate. But just here at Pinnacle, we achieved the presidential challenge. So I'm very proud of you. We started with $46,000. And at this event, you all have committed to the future of AGEHR $92,000 more dollars. When the board met last fall, where we started really this process, we said, okay, if we could raise $25,000, it would really help us make some movement in each of these initiatives. Well, you guys sure blew us away. And I interpret that as both a desire to move into the future and a willingness on your part to commit to be a part of that. So in April, we came aboard the General Jackson at the Area Leader Conference. It was the representatives from the areas, it was the National Office staff, and it was the National Board of Directors. And one of the things that kind of surprised me when we first started talking about this was that this conversation has been going on for a long time. So several of the people that I acknowledge as president have had this conversation about identity and about how we make that very proud tradition we have something that we can move forward and share both the amazing traditions and the pride of the past with an identity that will be even more appealing to people who today don't know anything about AGEHR and don't know anything about handbooks. So that conversation has been underway for quite some time. And so we entered this with a list of names and a list of brand identities that had been discussed and brainstormed for a long time, almost a decade as I understand it. And so we came in with this list, and we had narrowed it down to 4, because there was a lot of commonalities, you might imagine, very prepositional nuances between the names. So we had narrowed this down to 4. And back up here somewhere, there's a room. It's a really cool room. It's small, it's intimate, and we had reserved that room for the night. And your president-elect, Lee Afdal, facilitated an exercise where we went through these names, and we did a thing where if you like this name most, stand in this corner, and if you like this name most, stand in this corner, one of these kind of things. Well, we were all secretly dreading that at the end of the night there'd be 10 people here and 10 people here, 10 people here and 10 people here. And then what do you do at that point? As it turned out, there was an overwhelming concentration of people under one identity. And there were just a few, maybe 3 or 4 people in the other areas. And a couple of them came up to me afterwards and said, well, I only did it because I didn't want it to be unanimous, but I don't have a problem with that. And so that is how we affirmed and how we achieved consensus on this identity. Now, I understand that this is already on the L, imagine that. So many of you have probably figured this out already, but pretend with me that you're surprised. And I've got some assistants from Vivace who are going to help me. We ready? Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to present to you the, go ahead, Handbell Musicians of America. Supposed to say that that's a tentative logo and nothing is in concrete yet, but that's gotten a lot of rave reviews, so I would expect that that logo is going to be pretty close. Now, how can you get involved in this future? Remember this website, www.handbellmusicians.org. handbellmusicians.org. In the back of the room there are some posters that list all of the people who committed that $138,000 up until the time we went to press, and we've gotten a few more, so we thank you. We're going to continue to update that list at handbellmusicians.org, and we're also going to be posting progress in each of the initiatives. So that'll be a place where all of our members can go to see how we're doing on the initiatives. And it's also a place where you can download a form called I'm on Board, which is appropriate for tonight here on the General Jackson. We want to hear which areas you have interest in participating and helping us create this future. So thank you all, and let us once again welcome the Handbell Musicians of America.
John.
Susan, would you hand me that champagne? I know a lot of you were wondering when the shrimp cocktail was going to come out, but we decided last night when we saw how enthusiastically you all had supported this initiative that a toast was in order. So I would like to, as your current president, propose a toast to the exciting future of the American Guild of English Handbell Ringers and the Handbell Musicians of America. Here, here.